10 years ago, I walked into my first hospitality job with zero ideas what I was doing. I was excited and I was nervous. And honestly, I was trying very hard to look like I knew what I was doing. Looking back now, there are few things I really wish someone had pulled me aside and told me on the same day. Because some of the things I worried about back then really didn't matter. And some of the things I didn't understand became some of the most important lessons in my career. If you're starting your hospitality career, this video is for you. I'm going to share 3 lessons from my first year in hospitality. That would have saved me a lot of stress if I had understood them earlier. And these are not lessons I learned from a textbook. And I learned them from difficult shift, mistakes, uncomfortable situations, and simply being new. So if you are currently in your first year, stay with me because I want to tell you something I wish someone had told me back then. Lesson number 1. You don't have to know everything yet. When I started, I thought I had to prove myself. I thought being good at hospitality meant knowing the answers. If someone asked me a question, I wanted to have an answer immediately. And if I didn't know something, I felt embarrassed. So sometimes I would hesitate to ask. And that's probably one of the biggest mistakes you can make when you are new. Because here's what I understand now. Nobody expects you to know everything on your first day. You are new. That's the whole point. You are there to learn. I remember situations where I had very simple questions in my mind. And instead of asking from someone, I would think maybe I should already know this question. Maybe they will think I'm not good enough for this job. But eventually, I learned something very important. Asking a question doesn't make you look incompetent. If you ask questions, it often makes you look coachable because they can teach you. What damages your image is pretending you understand everything, then making a mistake and you are trying to hide it. So if you are new in hospitality, please don't be afraid to ask questions when you don't know. Then listen carefully and learn from them and apply them into your day-to-day work situations. Lesson number 2, people remember how you handle a hard shift. Now, this is something hospitality teaches you very quickly. There will be difficult shift. It doesn't matter how good your hotel is. It doesn't matter how experienced your manager is. Sometimes will eventually things go wrong. Rooms won't be ready. Someone won't turn up for the shift. The system might fail or stop working. And sometimes something will go wrong that is not even your fault. I remember having difficult shift where everything seems to happen at the same time. And when you are under that kind of a pressure, it's very easy to become frustrated. You start thinking, why is this happening to me? This is not my fault. Why am I the one dealing with this question? And honestly, these feelings are normal. But there is something I learned as I became more experienced. People may forget the actual mistake, but they often remember how you behave when the mistake happened. Think about that. Maybe you made a mistake 3 years ago. You probably don't remember all the details. But you might remember the manager who stayed calm in that situation, or the colleague who helped you, or the person who became angry and made the whole situation worse. That's because pressure reveals something about us. When everything goes well, almost everyone can look professional. The real test is what happens when things don't go well. Can you stay calm? Can you communicate? Can you take responsibility for your part? Can you help the team instead of blaming someone? That's what people remember. Because your attitude during a difficult shift can become part of your professional reputation. Lesson number 3, hospitality rewards people who stay. This is probably the lesson I understand the most clearly now. When I started in hospitality, I saw people come and go. Some people were extremely talented. Some were confident. Some were very good at talking. Some seemed like they were going to have amazing careers in the industry. But many of them left sometime, and some moved into other industries or changed their careers totally because they decided hospitality was not for them. And that is understandable. Hospitality can be demanding. Working long hours during weekends or public holidays, or handling difficult customers or situations, mental pressure, stress, and sometimes honestly, the pay doesn't seem to match the effort. So why do some people build long careers in hospitality? I don't think it's always because they are the most talented people. Sometimes it is because they stayed. They kept learning. They moved from one role to another. They took one more responsibility. They make mistakes and recovered. They develop relationships. They build a reputation. And over time, all those small steps started to add up. And that's why I want young hospitality professionals to understand this. Don't underestimate the power of staying in the game. You don't need to have everything figured out at 20s. You don't need to become manager immediately. You don't need to be the smartest person in the room. You need to keep learning, improving and showing up, and keep looking for the next opportunity to grow. And because hospitality is a long game, and sometimes persistence itself becomes your competitive advantage. If you are early in your hospitality career, watch the video and learn, subscribe the channel. And tell me in the comments, what was your first week in hospitality look like? What was the things you were most nervous about? I would genuinely like to hear your story, and I'll see you in the next video.